The Scholastic Ball Report is sponsored by UK Sports Medicine and by Central Bank, Crown Trophy, Double Dogs, Mingy Beef Jerky, Panel Swim Shop, P-Rats, PrepSpin.com, Rafferty's, Raising Cane's, Roberts Insurance, Sutherland Chevrolet, and by Whitaker Bank.
Hello, welcome into the Scholastic Ball Report. Gary Ball with Nigel Smith, the head coach at Lexington Catholic. And Coach, you're doing a great job over there this year.
Well, thank you very much, Gary. We're really excited about our group that we have. We're undefeated right now and looking to keep things rolling.
And you brought three of the outstanding seniors into the show as well.
Yes, sir. We got Henry Holthouse, Mark Rumpke, and A.J. King with us today.
Our feature is on Madison Central. It's on Freddie Shinola. He's doing a great job out there. Freddie had 4 touchdowns in their rival with Madison Southern the other night. He's a terrific back.
Good player, really good player.
And our scholar athletes, they hail from Lafayette Soccer. We're talking about Brenna, Grace, and Becca. They're in with their coach, and we're going to talk to them about their high grade point averages.
That's great for kids in high school. We love that.
And also a Sutherland Chevrolet Drive of the Week as we head down 27 to Sutherland Chevrolet Drive. And also Laurie Blunk is here from UK Sports Medicine. And Katie Spurlock, our new intern, will talk to us in the wrap. Let's get to the best highlights in the state of Kentucky. These highlights brought to you on WKYT by Central Bank.
But how about Douglas, a team that hasn't lost the game yet this year, trying to win another one tonight?
They did a marvelous job tonight. 49 points a game Douglas was averaging coming into tonight. One of the highest scoring teams in all of football in 6A. They're the tops. The Broncos are also, they have one of the best defensive units in the Commonwealth, giving up just a touchdown every night, facing Madison Central in Richmond. And the Broncos come out ready to go in the Richmond Happy Hunting Ground. Cam Jones is going to go up top. Dakel Crowdis is there for the catch. Comes down, fumbles it out of bounds at the 1. When it's money time, you give it to DeMarco Fishback. He will do the rest. 6-0 Douglas. Still in the first. This is going to take a minute. At the 4-yard line, Jones to Montavian Bean at midfield.
Wow, what a catch.
Spin move. Johnny jukes his way to the outside. Now it's a foot race to the goal line. And Montavian Bean back on the field. And he makes Central pay. 42-7, the final. 5-0 is Douglas. Bryan Station has lost 18 of its last 20 games entering tonight, meeting Tates Creek. 23-16 Station at the half on homecoming night. Luke Doobie, Miles Thomas, that's a touchdown. 23-22 Station. More from Creek. McCaleb Coffey around the right end. 29-22 Commodores. The defenders are on the move. The option from Jalen Burbage. Welcome back, Jalen. We haven't seen much of you on TV. To Antoine Smith. Huge yardage inside the 10-yard line. And big play Burbage, as they call him on the PA system, takes the touchdown. But Tates Creek with a huge fourth quarter, winning at 49-38.
Welcome back into the Scholastic Ball Report. I want to thank Bob Roberts Insurance. Roberts Insurance, they're out in Richmond, Kentucky. They're on Main Street. They insure 3/4 of this great state of Kentucky. Speaking of this great state, from right here in Lexington, Kentucky, the Lexington Catholic Knights. And Coach Smith, thank you for joining me on that opening, Coach.
Thank you very much.
You know, you've kind of already put your stamp on this program. You were a longtime assistant coach there, and you've done a great job. You're undefeated right now. What would you say your coaching style is?
Well, one of the things that I learned, from day one of being an assistant coach under Coach Bob Spire, who started the program at Lexington Catholic, is there's a Lexington Catholic way to do things. And it doesn't matter who the head coach is. There's a Lexington Catholic way to do things, and that's what we try to do every single day.
Well, you've done a great job. You know, I know that Lexington Catholic way of doing things is obviously working for you. And there was a play, Coach, in your game Friday night against Lexington Christian. This young man was involved in it, and it made ESPN Sports Center. It was the #2 play. Can you kind of tell us about that play a little bit?
Well, one of the things that we try to get our guys to do, especially defensively, is that try to make a play. Do your job, and we had 3 guys that touched the ball, and they share in the glory on ESPN. But the whole key is that everybody is trying to do anything they can to help the team, and we see it in a play like that, and we hope we see some more going down the line.
That was good heads up by Sims, though, to intercept the ball, though. He had to really be, you know, follow the play, and then it came up and popped up, and then he picked it off. That's pretty remarkable.
When the guys do their job, that's what happens.
That's right.
Coach, tell us about the 3 you brought with you today.
So I've got Henry Holthouse. He's a senior starter at free safety for us. Mark Rumpke, who starts both on our offensive and defensive line. And then A.J. King, also a senior, who will start at tight end and also on the defensive line for us.
Well, Henry, as one of the leaders on defense, you bring an aggressive style, which your defense brings to the game every night. There's a lot of helmets to the football. How would you sum up the defense there, Catholic?
Well, most of our guys, we've been playing for a while together, so we really just have a bond and a good chemistry. And we have guys just stepping up, like our sophomores. They're just doing a great job right now. And our D linemen, they're just grinding on the front. Our linebackers are doing the best they've ever done. Our DBs are doing great. It's just all around a great job.
Got a good mixture. He mentioned those sophomores, Coach. Those guys are really stepping up too, the younger guys there at Catholic.
Mark, playing both ways keeps you in the game. How do you prepare mentally?
One of the things that Coach Smith is always telling us is to train for chaos. And every single day, I think everyone has taken that to heart. And it basically means just be prepared for anything to happen. And that's the way we practice, is every single person will practice both ways on the ball and just be prepared for anything to happen in the game.
AJ, tell us about the receiving corps there at Catholic, because the teams you play, they don't know who to defend because there's 5 or 6 of you guys that can really catch a football.
Right. We got a lot of veteran corps. We got a veteran corps, and that really stems from a lot of hard work from freshman to sophomore year. And then again with those sophomores, all of them stepping up, no defense really knows how to play us because everybody can go out and everybody can go make a play.
Coach, you had Highlands Friday, D-Cells next Friday. How does your schedule get you ready for districts and region?
Well, to be the best, you got to beat the best.
Yeah, those are good teams. The sales beat St. X, by the way.
So the Lexington Catholic way, we will play all comers, and it's not one of those things we go out for moral victories. If we play big teams, we want to go out and we want to beat everybody. Right. We know that when we play those teams, it's all about preparation for our district and our rival in Boyle County that we've got to beat. And if we want to win a state championship, in the playoffs, you got to win 5 straight games. Right. Well, this is week 5 for us. Can we prove that we can win 5 straight now to win 5 straight later?
Well, you're doing a great job, and we don't want to let you leave this show empty-handed. So Mingy Beef Jerky wants to present you with some Mingy Beef Jerky. That's some good stuff,
yes,
Coach.
Sir.
I eat that stuff all the time. I can't put it down. I cannot put it down. So I know you're going to enjoy that Mingy Beef Jerky. We appreciate you doing a great job there at Catholic, and keep up the good work, guys, and look forward to keep following you on Prep Spin.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
That's the Knights of Lexington Catholic High School, one of the top football teams in the state of Kentucky. You won't miss the show next week. We've got Louisville Mail coming in. They are #1 right now in the state of Kentucky. Let's get to this feature, and we've got Freddie Shinola from Madison Central.
He's a bowling ball, man. He runs hard.
4 games, 10 touchdowns from Madison Central's Freddie Shinola.
He's doing a fantastic job, but I think he'll be the first one to tell you with those guys up front, they're helping him out a whole lot. And, he's doing a good job of running downhill. And, we've got the ability to spread the field with our receivers and run the field sideline to sideline with Ethan. And it kind of spread it out and keep the defense stretched. And he's doing a nice job of taking advantage of that.
Madison Central is off to a 3-1 start, and Freddie saved his best performance of the early season for Friday's Battle of Madison County.
I just felt good, come out and play. Offense clicked finally, and just keep it rolling.
The senior standout balled out for 163 yards and 4 touchdowns in a blowout win over their county rival.
We always played against them as our team rival, so I finally played them. This is our last time playing them again in our life, so it felt good to beat them.
As for what's ahead, a Friday showdown with unbeaten Douglas. And with veterans like Freddie, Central has a shot.
Leadership by example, man. That's what it takes, all of these guys. And we have a lot of those guys. You know, we've got some vocal leaders, but those guys who go out and get it done, it's really easy to follow them. And, you know, that's what Freddie does.
Alex Walker, WKYT.
Welcome back in. I want to introduce my new intern, Abby Rasmussen from Lafayette High School. And what do you think? What do you think? We got Lafayette on the show today. How about that?
Awesome.
Did you dictate that? It's Lafayette soccer in it. Thanks, girls, for coming on the show. We really appreciate it.
Thanks,
and this is our most popular segment, by the way, because it highlights scholar athletes doing great things in the classroom out there. Grace, with the 4.0, you're in the pre-engineering program at Lafayette, and you play 4 sports. What would you say to student athletes about competing in all these multiple sports that you do?
I would say you gotta focus a lot on time management and learning to balance everything and trying to get in like a social life along with like sports in school. It's hard, but like you gotta sacrifice a couple things and you get there.
Cram that reading in on the bus, don't you?
Yeah.
Brenna, with a 3.8 GPA, being in the pre-engineering program and being a Governor's Scholar, can you tell us what you gained from the Governor's Scholars program?
Well, I got a scholarship to UK, so that's really nice.
Yeah.
Also, I got to meet a lot of different people from around Kentucky, a lot of parts I'd never been to, so that was pretty rewarding.
And Becca, you have a 3.8 in SCAPA's Visual Arts program. You also have 9 AP classes you've already taken there at Lafayette, so congratulations for that. That'll get you ready for college. Yes. Will this help you get a jump start on your medical profession?
Well, what I want to do is I want to be an orthopedic surgeon in the future, and so taking the 9 AP classes has prepared me for what college is going to be like and whether or not I can handle a course load that heavy. And then as for SCAPA, I hope to actually minor in art, and for the School for the Creative and Performing Arts has definitely set me up with not only a love for art, but just wanting and the technicality to be able to keep doing that.
Good stuff.
Coach, what would you add about these young ladies?
Well, you know, like you said, they all have tremendous GPAs. They're leaders on and off the field. Brenna and Becca are 2 senior captains on the team, and Grace is a great junior leader. We're excited to have her again next year as a senior. Brenna is just a tremendous offensive player. She's got 14 goals on the season, so that's really impressive. And Becca plays almost every minute of every game for us in the midfield. She really is kind of the rhythm there. And Grace is our spiritual leader. She gets us pumped up before games. She leads our team battle cry, and she's the big, like you said, 4-sport athlete. So she's burst of speed in there, and they're just great girls. They're always leading our younger players.
And Grace, how is the soccer team performing in your estimation?
Well, we have 5 wins on the season so far, and we're in a bit of a tough patch right now. We do play the 6th hardest schedule in the state, I think, but we have about 7 or 8 games left, and we're hoping to finish strong.
Brenna, tell us about the season so far.
I think it's been going pretty well for the team. We've scored more goals this year than we have any other year I've been at Lafayette, and I'm having a pretty good year as an individual as well. I have my highest goal scoring this year as well.
And Becca, we're about out of time, but would you say that this is one of your better seasons at Lafayette?
Oh, I think that this is, for my 4 years, this is the best season we've had so far, not only on the field, but I think as a team we're doing better together than we ever had, and it does show in the statistics, and truly I think it's also been our best coaching year that we've had. Yeah, well, that's great for you, Coach, and we appreciate you girls coming in, and congratulations. And if you'll pass that plaque down, Ryan Tyson will present all 3 of you with a beautiful plaque. He'll put your name and school on there for free. Thank you for coming in, and thank you for being scholar athletes. Thank you so much for having us. That's the Lafayette soccer team, and now we're going to this Sutherland Chevrolet Drive of the Week.
It's time for the Sutherland Chevrolet Drive of the Week, and it comes from the Western Hills Frankfort game. You've probably heard of him, Wandell Robinson. Hit as he fields the punt on his own 5-yard line. It doesn't matter. He's going to break free and go 96 yards for the touchdowns. The Wolverines would beat rival Frankfort, and guess who was on the sidelines watching Wandell? Yep, Mark Stoops. That's your Sutherland Chevrolet Drive of the Week.
Back in with my intern Madison Davis, Gary Ball, and Laurie Blanc from UK. Great to have you back on the show.
Thanks for having me.
I mean, you give us great information, and today we're going to talk about fluids. Now, why is fluid replacement so important to athletes?
So fluid replacement is important not just to our athletes, but to everybody. Your body is made up largely of water, and all of your organs need it to function appropriately. Muscles especially, when you don't have enough fluid in your system, you're losing it through sweating, you start to cramp, and you don't function as you should, and you end up sometimes with injuries from that even.
Yep.
What type of drinks are best, and how much should athletes be taking in?
So water is always a great thing for everybody, really. We recommend just the general public, athletes, everybody, you take in about half your body weight in ounces in water per day, just for regular activity. Now, if you're an athlete and you're, especially this time of year, you're out practicing in this kind of heat, you want to take in about another 20 ounces for every pound that you lose with exercise. So basically think of it like drinking another bottle of water for every pound that you lose following a practice or things like that. Like I said, water is a great replacement. Sports drinks are also really good for that because they're going to restore some of the sodium back in your body, which you need for proper muscle function. You definitely want to avoid things that are high in sugar, sweet teas, soft drinks, things like that, because they're going to actually have a negative effect.
You just cannot drink enough water, can you?
No, you really can't. That's a lot of water, but
it doesn't have to be cold. It can just,
right. And you need to be drinking it throughout the day too, not just all at once. Take a little bit in it, and throughout the course of a week too.
That's what you need to be drinking, athletes. Water. One of those sports drinks. There's a website and the phone number. You can give Laurie a call or anybody, UK Sports Medicine. They'll keep you in the game. Now we're going to this final highlight package. This highlight package brought to you by Whitaker Bank, uniquely Kentucky.
All right, we head to Titletown. Danville and Boyle County, defending champs in 2A and 3A respectively, both at home tonight.
Yeah, Danville finds itself in the midst of its first 3-game losing streak in 5 years. The Admirals have not lost 4 in a row since 2009. Now, they're hosting Wagner tonight wearing the purple jerseys for the old City School Bate High School. Second quarter, Zach Thornton on the hitch and go. 45 yards on that play right there. That sets up this Isaiah Miller run. Watch him turn on the Jets. 20 yards. No one's catching him. 17-0 Ads just before the end of the half. Thornton goes up top again. This time, he's going to find Brennan McGuire. Another long gainer here. This one 54 yards on this pickup before being dragged down. Danville ends its skid. That's correct.
Hey, we're here to help.
21.
Boyle County riding a 16-game winning streak tonight. The Rebels hosting Collins, who made it to the 4A state semifinals last year. And Boyle County is on a roll, folks. They're pretty darn good, 40-13.
Welcome back in. We're going to wrap it up. These are all of our great interns on the show, and we want to introduce you to Katie Spurlock. She's a new intern, and I know you're going to work on the show with us. And what are you most looking forward to?
In high school, you only get to see so much of your side of what you do. I'm excited to see the side of athletes and get to know what they do, because I did band, but I don't anymore.
You just hit a nerve. I love the marching bands. We will have the state champions marching band on the show. We always do that on the Ball Report. It's tradition here to have the marching bands on. So I'm glad my daughter was in the marching band. So I love the marching bands. And of course, Maddie, the Douglas soccer team, man, they're doing great.
Yeah, we're doing great.
And Abby, what are you doing? What do you think you'll get most out of the show?
I'm really excited just for the experience of being an intern on here and also meeting the different student athletes from the different schools.
That's what I like, meeting all these great student athletes. As always, on the Scholastic Ball Report, for those you see and those you don't see,
keep your eye on the Scholastic Ball Report.
The Scholastic Ball Report was sponsored by UK Sports Medicine and by Central Bank, Crown Trophy, Double Dogs, Mingy Beef Jerky, Panel Swim Shop, P-Rats, PrepSpin.com, Rafferty's, Raising Cane's, Roberts Insurance, Sutherland Chevrolet, and by Whitaker Bank.